A journey into the heart of the unknown, where aircraft vanish and answers fade into silence. This is Mystery Flights, uncovering aviation's most haunting disappearances. Each episode, we journey into the shadows of aviation history, where answers vanish and mysteries endure. The ocean holds its secrets deep, an abyss of crushing pressure and eternal night. Sometimes, the darkness simply swallows the light. On May 31, 2009, Air France Flight 447 departed Rio de Janeiro, bound for Paris with 228 souls on board. But somewhere over the black heart of the Atlantic, the flight flew into a void. It sent its last automated pulse. And then, nothing. No distress call. The aircraft simply vanished. How could a modern airliner disappear without a trace? The initial search yielded only fragments, whispers of a catastrophe. The truth was locked away, 2.5 miles beneath the waves. This is the story of that flight and the desperate search for its final, terrifying moments. June 1st, 2009. Under the cloak of a moonless Brazilian night, Air France Flight 447 prepared for its transatlantic journey from Rio de Janeiro to Paris. The aircraft, a state-of-the-art Airbus A330, was a symbol of modern aviation's triumph over the elements. A sophisticated machine designed to conquer the very skies that would soon become its tomb. On board were 228 souls, a mosaic of humanity from 33 different nations, each with a story, a destination, a life waiting for them across the ocean. As the cabin doors were sealed, a sense of routine settled in. The safety briefing, the dimming lights, the gentle hum of the engines. For those on board, it was just another red-eye flight, a mundane passage through the night. At 10:29 p.m. local time, the powerful engines spooled to life, their roar cutting through the humid air. The A330 accelerated and lifted into the darkness, leaving the glittering lights of Rio far behind. It climbed towards its cruising altitude, a silver phantom against a starless sky, embarking on a route that would take it far from land, over the vast, unblinking eye of the South Atlantic. For hours, they would be a tiny, pressurized world, suspended over an abyss, beyond the reach of radar, utterly alone. Their flight path would lead them directly into the heart of a notorious and violent weather phenomenon, the Intertropical Convergence Zone, a breeding ground for colossal thunderstorms where supercooled water and treacherous ice crystals form a deadly gauntlet. The pilots were experienced, the plane was robust, but they were flying towards a meteorological monster, a region where the air itself becomes an adversary. They were flying towards a trap, one from which there would be no escape. For the first few hours, the flight was unremarkable. Cabin crew served the final meal. Passengers settled in, lulled by the steady drone of the engines. They were blissfully unaware that a fatal chain of events was about to unfold. A tiny, frozen floor, high above the storm clouds, was about to trigger a cascade of failures, plunging them from the pinnacle of modern technology into a primal fight for survival they could never win. Their journey was a descent into an eternal, watery darkness. As the aircraft entered a stormy region over the Atlantic, communication was lost. Radar screens went dark. No distress call, just silence. Night devours the horizon. Search helicopters prowl the black Atlantic, their lights swallowed by rain and shadow. The ocean is endless, merciless and mute. Waves crash like distant thunder. Searchlights flicker across the water, revealing nothing but the heaving ink-black void. Every second stretches, heavy with dread. In rain-lashed control rooms, faces glow in the blue haze of monitors. Voices murmur, haunted by static and uncertainty. The storm outside is mirrored within. Families gather in shadowed silence, their faces carved by grief. Eyes search the darkness for answers that will never come. The night presses in, suffocating. The hours bleed together. Rain streaks the glass. The world outside is a blur of water and darkness, as if the sky itself mourns. On the water, search vessels drift beneath a sky without stars. Their engines hum, lost in the roar of wind and wave. The abyss below is bottomless. The ocean guards its secrets. No wreckage, no voices, only the ceaseless black tide. The searchers are shadows swallowed by the deep. News spreads like a chill wind. Across the world, televisions flicker in darkened rooms. Faces pale, hearts sink, as the truth becomes a shadow. In waiting rooms, families sit in silence, their hope drowned by the relentless storm. The night outside is unbroken, the future erased. Clouds drift over the Black Sea, hiding all beneath their shroud. The world above is blind, the world below, forgotten. In the control room, silence thickens. Every unanswered call is a wound. The night grows heavier, pressing down on every soul. The search is swallowed by the night. The ocean remains vast and indifferent, its secrets locked beneath 1,000 fathoms of darkness. For 5 days, the Atlantic was a void that had swallowed a plane and 228 souls. The world waited. Then, on the 6th day, a breakthrough. A pilot spotted something unnatural against the churning sea. Fragments began to surface. A single seat, a briefcase. Mundane objects telling a story of unimaginable violence. But this was not the aircraft. This was its echo, a taunt from the abyss. The main fuselage, the engines, and most critically, the 2 indestructible black boxes, the only true witnesses, were missing. Without them, the truth was lost, submerged under thousands of meters of crushing, lightless water. The Atlantic wasn't just the scene of the crash, it was now the keeper of its secrets. And so began one of the most difficult search operations in aviation history. For nearly 2 years, hope rose and fell with the tides. Submarines and sonar ships crisscrossed the vast, unforgiving seabed, a rugged, mountainous terrain more alien than the moon's surface, only to be met with silence. By 2011, a final desperate gamble. A new generation of autonomous underwater vehicles, robotic hunters, were unleashed into the abyss. For weeks, they patrolled the silent black canyons. Then, sonar data began to paint a picture. An engine, a section of the fuselage. After 23 months, the deep ocean was finally revealing its secrets. The main wreckage of Air France 447 had been found, a ghostly tomb resting nearly 2.5 miles beneath the waves. The black boxes finally spoke, revealing a night of chaos and fear. Frozen speed sensors, confusion in the cockpit, warnings blaring, seconds slipping away. In the darkness, fatal mistakes sealed their fate. The Airbus A330 plunged from the sky, shattering on impact with the sea. 228 souls lost. A tragedy born of storm, technology, and human error. Air France 447 stands as a haunting reminder of the fragility of flight. Some mysteries never leave the sky. Air France 447 remains a haunting shadow over the Atlantic, its secrets echoing in every flight that follows. Stay tuned for the next episode.